Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with NFMLA magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center in downtown Los Angeles, and I'm here with Jimena with her movie Evaporado. Let's take a look at the clip.
Me echas migajas, ¿eh? Tan guapo y tan cero.
No jodas. No me hagas esto, ahorita voy a chocar. Ya.
Te rasuraste. ¿A dónde van,
Al cine.
¿Ah, sí? ¿Qué van a ver?
¿Qué vamos a ver, Rafael?
Este cerdo me está llevando a ver unas películas. Tú dile.
Creo que es de un pinche pulpo que le da placer a una señora.
¿En serio?
Hey.
Congratulations on your film, and thank you so much for being here as well.
Thank you for having me. I'm very happy.
Well, we fell in love with your film, and there are people who haven't seen it yet, so tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Well, Evaporado is a story of coming-of-age story about a boy who fell in love with his best friend, mom, and all the circumstances around.
It was brilliant, like you know, and you can tell how brilliant it was because you had in a coming-of-age story in a short film, you felt 1,000 people just like you felt the reactions as we were going through every motion of what this boy's journey was, and it was just brilliant. Where did the inspiration come for you in the story?
Well, I want in the beginning I want to don't complicate too much with like science fiction. You know, this is the first project you had in the school from the school, like showing into the public. So people are really like getting to like this is my masterpiece. So science fiction, war. ¿Cómo se dice? Películas de época, you know, like, and I was like, no, I think I want to be simple because I don't want to, no? So I just wanted to, and then came the inspiration about the fantasies, and then usually is the opposite, no? Like the classic is like this story, and then you change maybe the genders, and then you have like a new thing, no?
Yeah.
But in my case, it was like well, but I want to tell the story of this boy because I want to see the opinion of the boys. And then it was like a good opportunity to approach to the thoughts of the young generations, which I was like very impressed of how smart and generous and fantastic boys they were. So
Your cast were great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean,
I was very lucky. I'm sorry.
Very lucky. No, I mean, because, you know, I think people sometimes like don't, that when you're making a coming-of-age story and you're past that age of the coming-of-age, but you still remember obviously what was going on, and you cast someone who literally is coming-of-age as you're making a coming-of-age movie, it's quite difficult, you know, to kind of, for them to process that, because they're going through it anyway, if you know what I mean, in a weird way. They can't like learn from what they previously experienced. I always find that interesting. I thought the two boys that you chose were just perfect. It was just really well casted, and you really felt all the emotions that he was going through. And you know, I think his reactions without any dialogue, you could just feel what he was going through. Yeah. You know, and that's, you know, and how natural that kind of is as well. How was it for your cast? Because you had a great cast. How was it, you know, given the context of the story? What as a director, what process were you going through them to sort of help them as actors? Yeah.
Well, I had different casts, and then few days before the shooting, one of the actors, one of the young guys, just told me, you know, I can't do it because I have the school, blah blah blah, and I was like, oh
my goodness.
Okay, whatever, I can't like. Yeah. No, but you need to present me someone like who fits here, and he introduced me to his best friend. And he was like, I think he's the character because he's a photographer. He's very like how you describe the things. So he saved me.
And he was amazing.
Yeah, and then in the casting process, because I was obviously asking him, but I had another options. No, like you can just say like I'm sold, no? So I make some cast to see the couple acting, or how was the chemical, how do you say?
Like the
like this
The
chemical,
chemistry,
the
yeah.
chemistry. Yes, sorry.
What is it?
Like
What is
the
it in Spanish?
chemistry.
It sounds better.
La química.
La química. Sounds way better in Spanish. But anyways, I like la química. Let's just keep that. Yeah.
So la química entre ellos necesitaba. I need to see that in the casting. So I cast the other character to see how they play, and then. The other boy, the son, Tomás García Gras, he's the brother of a classmate in the school, you know, a friend of me in the school, Natalia García Gras, and she told me a very fun story about her brother that I will say because it's very funny. And she said, like, oh, my brother says that he has a theory of acting. He believes he can act, and I was like, oh, really? But he just do it in the shower, and I was like, okay, I want him in the cast.
Brilliant.
So,
he's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So he arrived and he tried to do the other character when he cast for Rafa, which is the protagonist, and then the photographer says, like, he has like this emotion inside. Why? No, let's like play more with him. And I was like, oh, I see what you're saying. No, and then we play with him and together to. The casting was the scene of the fighting and the dancing.
Oh, you're
so
great.
to see how
the contrast.
they express themselves, no?
Yeah.
And he was just perfect because everybody was like so, like all the other actors were there so carefully about how they dance, like, no? And he was like crazy, and I was like, oh, this is the guy.
I think what I loved about you gave us so many moments, visuals, where you just kind of left the camera with us, and we're like, oh, what's going on, you know? And then you did this very, you know, manipulation on your audience. You tricked us several times, and we're like, what is this? No, what? Oh, what? And people are like, I've never been in the coming of age story where I've been like on the edge of my seat like a horror movie. Like I'm just like, what's going on next? Oh no, is this going on? Is he believing? Is he dreaming this? Like that was really. I'm just saying, you're very clever.
Yeah.
You play with my heart. But it was great to watch the visuals of that and see that and go through. I love the style of like you went through, you know, what was going on in his mind, and then we were like, is this happening? Is this going on? And that was really. Is that something you wanted to kind of intentionally do for?
Well,
I
remember the first draft was more the dreams of him. And this goes, you know, like in the forest and blah, 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 lights and all like surreal. And then I was like, but I think it's more, I think because I remember my own experience, how I can like dream. I remember like you're like in the street and then you're like, oh, I just imagine that I just died or something like this. And I was like, I think this is more how I am. Yeah.
Well, in your film, in your film, there's a lot of people going, and then like a lot of that. Like, it was like, okay, this is happening. Oh, thank God. Yeah, it's very good. That's clever. It's really clever. It's really great. I love the style of the cinematography was really, really great to watch. You know, you got some real close-up visuals. I love the colors. It was just very, very interesting. It was almost like very mystical. Had a sort of almost like sort of 70s kind of like, you know, kind of element to it in the film. It's beautiful to watch, actually.
Thank
really
you.
fantastic.
Well, this is the 16 millimeters. Well, you can like use the digital and convert like with textures and things. What are you saying? Yeah. But sometimes if you are not like very, I didn't expect this texture at the end, you know.
Yeah.
We did this.
We
used this because was part of the exercise, you know, was part of the limitations to learn how to don't like just let the camera go and say like maybe you have like luck this day and you have something. It's like just like, oh, we have 4 cans of film. Yeah. What we can do. So this was a big limitation.
Yeah, but it was great.
As an exercise, it gives you a lot of like sense, you know, like about what you are shooting. What is what is the shooting list that you are doing?
Yeah. Well, this is an amazing journey because you're from one of my favorite places in Mexico City. I love it so much. You've recently moved to LA.
Yes.
What has it been like, you know, having your film with NewFilmmakers LA at the home of the Academy Awards in front of 1,000 people with 2 Oscars up on the stage and your film just up there in celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month? What was that feeling like?
Well, it's very interesting because I've been here for almost 1 year, and I think was my first job was to like looking for networking, how this happened, how this works, you know. And then little by little, took me all these months and all these like other experiences to realize that the contact with another human being is the thing, you know. You need to go through this way to, I don't know. At the end, we have like surrounded by technology and everything, but the contact with eyes is no. And I think this opportunity came because this personal relationship with another, you know, key part that I met in these months, and it feels great because then it wasn't like feels great also because part of the other filmmakers, I met these filmmakers during this year, this year, 2018, and I feel like not in a stranger place, you know, you know what I mean. And then all the audience like very like understanding very easily, like welcome this project. So I don't know what to say. I think I just feels good, but feels like kind of, I don't know, like familiar, kind of like, oh, I think this is a good path to follow, maybe, no?
Yeah, well, get used to being surrounded by Oscars, that's all I'm saying. You know?
Oh, well, this is my style, you know?
That's just how you roll, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, this sounds like
I'm
weird.
just used to being familiar with Oscars, I love it. No, it's great, as you should, you're very talented. No, it's a great credit to you, and we loved your film. I really do, you know, we loved your film, you know, so I'm excited to see you surrounded by many more Oscars, okay? And hopefully you'll be receiving them.
It's weird because I see my Instagram and then all my friends there, they were in like next to the Oscar.
Oh, I bet they loved it.
And in some moment I was like, oh yeah, this status was there, but I didn't have like the idea to take a photo. I don't know why. No, but maybe it was the thing.
You're too in the moment, I know. So I totally understand it. You know, no problem at all. What is next for you? What's the next thing happening for you?
Well, I'm editing a documentary essay.
Oh, great.
It's like a short film.
Yeah.
About like also personal experimental things to see what happens, but it's in the edition room right now. And then in November, I will shoot my thesis project in San Diego.
Fantastic.
And this is what is coming soon.
Yeah.
And what else? And then, well, editing this, and then write the next project, like
it's this
keeping
continual
busy.
journey. Yeah. Well, we love your style, we love your films, love your energy.
Thank you.
And you know, keep up with the great work, and welcome to New Filmmakers, and hopefully we see many more of your work.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I enjoy these days a lot. I think you're fantastic. Crew is amazing. Yeah.
Well, we can't do it without talent like you, so thank you very much. Thank you. Excellent. Awesome.